All right, we'll start again for the final parallel session. So I'll repeat myself for those who were in the breakout room or in none of the rooms. In the breakout room, you have a talk on Mapreduce, so some backend stuff at Google, with Bulos Harb, Jordanian senior engineer in New York, working in the research department. And in here, you have Google Apps APIs and app scripts with a developer programs engineer based in Zurich. Maybe you've seen him already in the mobile session, but otherwise, if you have not seen him already, please welcome again Nicolas Garnier.
Hello. Hi guys. What's the limit? Hello everyone. So I'm going to present Google Apps, APIs, and AppScript. So maybe you just noticed I dropped the Apps Marketplace part because the session is really small and that's just way too much for a 30-40 minutes session. Apps Marketplace can also almost be its own session. So if you're super disappointed and you really wanted to know what Apps Marketplace is, you come see me just after the demo at the pod, and I can explain all about it to you, in a one-on-one session, private session. So awesome. So let's start. So first, some hands up. So who knows Google Apps? What Google Apps is, basically? All right. Half, a little less than half the room. So who knows what Google Docs is then? Google Docs, is it more? More people, it seems. Okay, cool. So that means some people knows the difference between Google Apps and Google Docs, right? Yeah? Who knows the difference between Google Apps and Google Docs? Because when I joined the project, I was working at Google and I didn't even know. Okay, that's good. Basically, since some people don't know about it, so Google Docs is actually a subpart of Google Apps. Google Docs is going to be kind of docs, calendar, sites. That's kind of Google Docs. It's like the presently what we did the presentation with. It's like kind of like PowerPoint. I'm going to have to mention Microsoft stuff all the time because it's very, very similar. It's also, Writerly. It's like kind of like the Microsoft Word. That's Google Docs. And Google Apps, that's way more broad, and that's actually a little different. Google Apps is actually going to be all these products that are user products: Gmail, Google Talk, Google Groups, Calendar, Google Docs. I'm not going to say all of them, but it's going to bring all this to your domain, basically. So if you guys have a company or a school or whatever, we can actually give you all this, kind of hosted under your domain. I mean, no, it's still hosted on our cloud, but basically it's linked to your domain. Basically, you're going to have Gmail with your username. You can create your own users, and it's going to be at yourdomain.com, right? So my name is Nicolas Garnier, and I purchased the domain nicolasgarnier.com. Yeah, and I made it an apps domain. So what that gives me Gmail. I can create users. I have my domain user is me at nicolasgarnier.com. That's the first user. So you can write to me at nicolasgarnier.com. It's going to work. If I have friends, I can give them, other usernames at nicolasgarnier.com. They probably don't care, but so basically, if you're a company, we can give all this to your company. You can have Google Calendar to manage your meetings, all hosted under your company, where basically you're gonna have a listing of everybody that works in your company. You can invite them using Google Calendar. You can write them emails. You're gonna be able to chat with them. Everybody's gonna be connected like this. So you're gonna be able to, write Google Documents and share it with other people. And that's actually what we use in Google, like when we work every day. We use Google Apps all the time. So I don't have Word, I don't have Excel, I don't have PowerPoint. I use all the Google Doc and Google Apps stuff because we have Google Apps installed for the google.com domain. So when we're at a meeting, we open Google Docs. Writerly, it's kind of a Word, except everybody can see it. It's shared. You can share it with people. If I start typing on it, they're going to see it directly on their screen. So it's pretty cool. It's very, very good for, if you are in a company that have remote offices, you can work, on the same document live. You see the change like in real time. It's really good. Same thing for Spreadsheet. It's like kind of like Excel. If I modify a field, the guy on the other, in the US, my friend, I mean my colleague, he's going to see the change straight away. And we can work on the same document. So in all this, that's Google Docs. That's also available for Gmail people. So if you have a Gmail account, you can try it. But if you have a domain and want all this under your branding, basically, you can also open a Google Apps domain. So basically, this is all these things for your domain, for your business. That's what Google Apps is. That's kind of a support of all the Google products for your domain and your business branded. And let me just continue quickly. This first part on Google Apps, which is not technical. We'll see the technical stuff just after this, the APIs, etc. But you also have multiple versions. You have a free version. You can try it today if you have a domain, or if you want to purchase a domain, costs only like $10 or something. Purchase a domain, install Google Apps on it, and you can start using it. It's actually free for if you have under 50 users. It's free. You can just go to our website. You search for Google Apps in Google. It's really easy. You click a few buttons. It takes a really short time. It's very, very quick, and you can start using Google Apps. So that was the first intro in case, because not everybody knew what Google Apps is. So this talk is more going to be about APIs in general. So we're going to see how to use the Google Apps APIs. There's going to be a small part on Apps APIs on Android. I'm going to show you what AppScript is, which is really cool. As we said, that Sebastian used AppScript to manage all of this event. I have like all your names and send you the emails. You're going to see it's really cool. And just a quick note on Secure Data Connector, which sounds, you probably don't know what it is, but I'm just going to say something quick about it later on. So the Apps APIs. So basically, the Apps APIs, you've seen all those products that are now available for you on Google Apps. You're going to have, Gmail, everything like this. They all have an API that's open to you, right? So if you're a developer, you're all developers, right? Who is a developer in the room? Please raise your hand. Okay, so most people, it's good. So you might understand what I'm talking about then. So basically, you're going to have access to all these APIs. The Contacts API, the Calendar APIs. So the Sites API, Spreadsheet, Docklist, Google Talk, which is an XMPP API. All this on your domain users' data. So you have a domain, you have all this installed, and you can actually programmatically import, export data, synchronize. So if you are a company and you have, you have a program, let's say for example, you have a software to manage vacation, right? You open your little software and you're like, oh, I would like my vacation tomorrow for 2 days. What you could do with the software, it could actually synchronize with Google Calendar and create an event automatically. Boom, vacation for this person. So this person doesn't have to manually put vacation in his Google Calendar, and his colleague are going to open his calendar and be like, oh, wait, he's in vacation. I can invite him to the meeting. So this is the kind of things you can do with Apps APIs in general. There is also, these are the APIs that are accessible to every apps accounts, every apps domain, Google Apps domains. If you have a premier or education domain, so you're a school, or you pay for Google Apps, I think the public price, the base price is $50 per person, per account, per year. You're going to have access to slightly more APIs. You're going to have access to the provisioning API. With the provisioning API, you can create accounts on your domain. Instead of manually going to the control panel, there's an administration interface where you go and you're going to, click, create a domain, enter the name, enter the password of this person, etc. You actually have access to the provisioning API, which is going to give you programmatic access to creating accounts. So the use case here is for big companies, large corporations, like we have like Jaguar, which is really large, Valeo in France, Genentech in the US. Those are very, very big corporations. They have Motorola, have like a lot of accounts. I can't tell you how many publicly like this, but they have a lot of accounts. What they're doing is they have an internal system to manage their users, right? Because they have development systems, database, etc. So when they create a user, they give it basically they're going to use LDAP. Everybody knows what LDAP is. Okay. LDAP is to manage signing in, and basically you can manage a lot of things. It's going to be a list of users. You have authentication systems that actually work with LDAP, etc. So they're going to create their users on LDAP, and what they're going to do is they have like a system that's going to synchronize automatically their LDAP system to the Google Apps system. So basically, they're going to create a user on their side, on their intranet, on their system. It's going to create a user automatically on Google Apps. That's what you can do with the provisioning API. Calendar resources in Google Calendar, you can actually add rooms, etc. When you're a company, you maybe have rooms. You have projectors, meeting rooms, projectors, bikes. We have bikes at Google. So we use Google Calendar to actually book a bike, or book a room, or book a projector. So it's almost like a user, except it's a resource, and you can book it. You can invite it to your meeting, just like a person. That means you booked a room. So you can create automatically Google Groups and add people to it. You have what we call shared contacts and user profiles, which are basically going to be a list of everybody in your domain. Basically, when you're in Gmail and you use a Google Apps account, you can start typing the name of anybody in your company, for example, and it's going to autocomplete. For example, we have 20,000 people and more at Google, so I don't know the email of everybody, and I don't want to look it up in our system. So I just go to Gmail, I start typing his name. It's going to autocomplete because Gmail is going to hold a list of everybody in my company that has a google.com account. And that's user profiles. You can also add phone numbers, address, everything like this, and just search them inside Gmail directly. So you have to use the API to insert that new data. Shared contacts is if you want to add an external list of users. Like you have a list of customers, 10,000 customers. You can actually include them into shared contacts. That's shared contacts and user profiles are kind of going to be like a global directory. I think it's called global directory in Microsoft again. So them again. So you can add all this data when you are a premier customer. And finally, one of the most interesting features for some of the companies is SAML single sign-on. So you don't have to use Google login. You can actually have a single sign-on system, which, for example, would mean, so I'm at company X, and you have an internal login system where you're going to put your own user and password. It's your own login system. And you don't want people, when they go to Google Apps, to have to log in again their Google account. So what you can do is connect the two systems. When they're going to have to log in to a Google account, instead of showing them the Google login page, we're going to redirect them to your page. And you're going to handle the connection and the signing in. And so basically, it's going to be a really good integration with your intranet or your own system. People don't have to log in with their Google account. Whew, that was a lot of APIs. All these APIs are based on the GData protocol. So I'm not going to go into specifics here because that's almost a full session. If you want to go into details, I invite you to look it up. Most of our APIs in Google, they're based on the same protocol, which is a Atom protocol. We exchange basically Atom data. So, for example, you want to create a contact in your Gmail account programmatically from another system. You're going to be able to, you have to build this big XML code, send it to us, and it comes back. But most of the time, you won't have to do that because, of course, we provide a bunch of client libraries like this. So when you get my slides, I'm going to send it on my Twitter. It's going to be available on the website. These are the links to all our client libraries. So you don't have to use GData, don't worry. You just use really, really easy methods in Java, in Python, in all these languages. They've been built by us, so they're maintained by us. If there are bugs, just file them. We'll correct them. Those 3 languages down there are actually contributed. So some external people built a Ruby library, a Perl analyst library for our APIs. It's really nice of them. So now, yeah, that's kind of scary, I know. Lots of code. I just wanted to show you, using the Java client library, how to create a contact. So it's not that bad. If you look at it, basically you create a contact entry. It's like you create a contact. Then the first block, is going to be basically adding the name because, so name are kind of structured. There is like first name, second name, full name. You're going to insert that to the contact. Then you provide the email. Liz, you tell him it's a home email because you can also give professional emails, etc. It's the primary email. You can also add extended property, which are going to show, for example, in Gmail. You can add user extended values. This is it. And by using these few lines here, this is just going to push the contact to your Gmail, basically. So if you run this code inside Eclipse, and with the authentication properly, right? That's not a proper account, of course. You run this, you open Gmail, you're going to have a new contact, which is going to be liz@gmail.com. So that's basically how it works, to kind of like show you how it works. We're going to see more interesting little demos afterwards, things you can do with our APIs, which are going to be pretty interesting. There's a small part missing, actually. We can see it. Well, let me show it to you. Up. So yeah, what I did, what was missing in my slide just before was, so you write the post URL, which you have to open our documentation. I'm going to give pointers to you later on. Then you just write this simple command. Basically, post mean I'm going to insert that contact in my contacts. Basically, that's my account. So this is the feed to my account. That's GData. You have to learn about GData. I'm so sorry. This talk is really quick, and we don't have the time to go deep into GData. But let me start the presentation again. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the authentication part of this. So as you've seen in the previous code sample here, you're going to use user and password. Service.setUserCredential. You create a contact service, you set your user and password, then you can use it to insert your contact. So this is what we call client login. So when you use a user and password, we call that client login. Of course, that's not always the best way to authenticate. For example, if you are having a web app, or if you are using a web app, you go on the web, you use a web app, you don't always want to give them your Google and password account. Because then they're going to have, if this person stores this, he's going to have access to everything you have on Google, for example. If you use Google Checkout, that means he has access to your payment solution, right? Where you register your credit card. So you probably don't want a random website just because they're using the Contacts API to have access to your credit card and buy stuff, you know? So that's why we launched Oauth and three-legged Oauth, which are very similar in its usability. I'm going to do a little demo right now. Basically, what Oauth and three-legged Oauth work is we're going to redirect the user to a Google web page. They're going to agree to giving you access to the Contacts API, for example, or the Calendar API, and they're going to be redirected back to your website, and we're going to provide you a token. This token is going to give you access if you're a developer and have your website. It's going to give you access to only the APIs requested. And the user can actually can revoke the access. The user can at any time go to his settings page and say, oh, this website, it was weird, he's doing crazy stuff with my contacts, revoke access. And he doesn't have to change his password or anything. He just revokes access to the token that you had. And your token, you're screwed. You can't do anything with it. So I'm going to show you how three-legged Oauth works. We have this really cool Oauth playground, which lets you use and interact with Oauth. Let me just demo it to you. So basically, when you want to use this kind of authentication systems, either Oauth or three-legged Oauth, it works the same. You have to actually choose which scope, meaning which service you want access to. For example, if you want access to Google Calendar and Google Contacts, so you have an app, I don't know, you're doing stuff with Calendar and Contacts. You're actually going to redirect the user to a Google web page. Here, up. This is what the user will experience. He will be redirected to this web page. So here I'm kind of crazy. I have like 6 or 8 Google accounts open. If the person have only one Google account, he won't have to choose, right? But here I'm with my Google account and my personal account. So let's say, since I'm logged into both, I only want to show one. You have to, to choose which one you want to give access, to give the website access to. And here, that's the typical web page where users are going to be forwarded. They're going to be like, oh, googlecodesample.com wants access to your calendar and contacts. Do you want to give him access to? And if you do, grant access. basically, a token is going to be sent back. You're going to be redirected back to the website. And in the URL parameter, we're actually going to give the website an Oauth token. You have to keep this Oauth token, and you can use it for as long as you want to actually access those two services on behalf of the user. And if I just want to, then you exchange it for a better token. That's all automatic. And just for example, what I could show you is I could show you that now the website, this website, has access to my Google Contacts data. Full. So if I execute, boom. The website was able to query my contacts feed. This is all my contacts, all my friends with a phone number. It's probably not interesting to you. And by the way, this is what GData looks like. Big bunch of XML data, right? It's easy to read when you know about it, but if you use our client libraries, Java, etc., you probably won't have to care about all these details. You're just going to use Java. Java has an Oauth integration. You just use a few methods, which is going to give you a redirect URL. Question? Could we? Is there any microphone on the back? Can you raise your hand again? So.
Is this what Facebook use for friend finder?
Friend finder.
It's like you enter your Gmail and password, and they get all your contacts.
Yes. So it's going to use client login then. If you have to give the user and password, it's going to use client login instead of Oauth, but it's going to use the same. It's going to be the same interaction for them in the backend. It's going to download this XML, or they're going to use Java, and yes, get your contacts. They're going to use the GData API, yes, if that was your question. Thank you. Could you give a mug to this person for thank you? Yeah, second question. Could you, sorry, let's just wait for the microphone so everybody can hear. Thank you.
About the token, what if someone is listening to the network? Can he get it and then hack it?
It's supposed to be, you're supposed to use HTTPS. Yeah. Yes, so your question is, what if someone is throwing a man-in-the-middle attack, basically? They have an intermediate server, which you go through, and they listen to your connection and try to get the token. So that's why you have to use HTTPS. If you don't, yes, people can access it. So usually when you're redirected to this Google webpage, you've all seen, I did the demo, right, where you grant access. If the website is not using HTTPS, we're going to warn the user. We're going to say, oh, be careful, it's using a non-authenticated connection. There's a slight chance, blah, blah, blah. So here, this website is configured nicely, of course. I mean, that was the main website to try authentication, so we did things properly. You didn't see any warning message, but otherwise you would have been warned. So when you're using HTTPS, the connection between your computer and the server is fully encrypted. You're opening an encrypted session, so it cannot be intercepted. Okay. Let me go back here. And two-legged Oauth. So two-legged Oauth, that's almost like, I mean, that uses the same protocol as Oauth, which we've just seen, except that you don't need the user to be redirected to a web page. That's going to be for administrator of your Google Apps domains. If you have a Premier account, you'll have to have a Premier account. We give you this two-legged Oauth token, and with this token, basically, you can access any one of your users' data on their behalf without their permission. I mean, you're the admin of, so the administrator of google.com, he can access my contacts, he can access my calendar and modify whatever he wants to on my behalf. So that's called two-legged Oauth. So if you have a Google Apps domain and you're the admin, you can do whatever you want to your users' data. That's what's important. So now let me just show you a quick demo. So who has internet here and their laptop open? Oh, not a lot of people. You're really following. So if you can go to this to this website here, bit.ly/GJordan-apps-survey. Please go there. Please go there. When you're there, you raise your hand. So at least a few people are able to go. And the demo doesn't look too bad. 1%, thank you. Who else? 2, 3. And can you start filling up the form, please, for me? Yes, 3. If you guys want to go there, I'm going to do a little survey. And then use GData. You're going to see. It's nice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I should have put a QR code, right? I see people with their phones. All right. You can ask your neighbor if you don't remember the address. I'm going to switch. Hop. Actually, the survey is opened here. No. Wrong. I showed you already. So basically, what I'm going to ask you is your name and your favorite language. Did you know that with Spreadsheet, the Spreadsheet software that Google provides, you can actually generate those forms like this. It's very, very easy. Let me just show you what my spreadsheet looks like. Yes, this? Good. So if you click on the last one, you just change survey by spreadsheet. I spelled it correctly. Oh, lots of people have answered already. Thank you. So I just created a spreadsheet and it generated this this form, right? Which is a survey. And here we go. Basically, if you click on the second link, apps results, I use the GViz API to query the GData feed of this spreadsheet, and I'm showing what people the spread in usage. So it seems that most people are like Java right now. I just use GData to do this. In the background, I queried the spreadsheet feed. It's refreshing every 10 seconds. And I just use GViz, which is one of our visualization API, to display this quick graph. I'm on a web page. So that's the kind of thing you can do, with a spreadsheet and GData and a JavaScript API. So next, I'm going to do a very quick demo, show you how the JavaScript API works. So all our JavaScript API, they have this called interactive tutorial, which you can use. I'm going to use the calendar one for an example. That's our documentation, code.google.com. If you go to interactive tutorial sample here, you're going to see you can actually try our JavaScript API, JavaScript code directly on the web page. So it's easy to try. So first, of course, I have to log in to give this web page, again, access to my calendar information. So let's say I give it access to my personal calendar. Here, so see, this website has not registered. That's the kind of warning you get. He hasn't established a secured connection, but okay, I'll do it anyway. Grant access to Google Calendar. So it's coming back on the page. Here it detects I'm logged in. And now it can actually use the Calendar JavaScript API. So here what it's going to do, it's going to use my calendar feed and query my calendars. So the calendars I subscribe to. So if I create the secondary calendar, it's going to show it. It's going to show my main calendar. It's going to show my friends' calendar if I subscribe to their calendars. You have to have used Google Calendar to understand a little bit, sorry. So I'm just running it. And here, as you can see, I have one calendar called Nicolas Garnier. That's my main calendar. I have Phase of the Moon, which are cool calendars you can install. Shows you the phase of the moon on the cool calendar. I created a secondary calendar. That's a friend. Another calendar showing my birthday of my friends. So that queried the GData API. Here is the code using JavaScript to show my calendar data. So we have 10 minutes left. Try to hurry. So, and just to show you what people can do with Google Calendar, so what I'm doing is pretty crappy, right? I'm not super cool like the guy that built the ambient clock. So the guy, one person, he built this clock, he's selling it. The clock actually uses the Google Calendar API to display on the clock using, those little black, black dots. It's going to show when you're busy on Google Calendar. So it uses your Google Calendar API here, those black dots, sorry. And when you're close to too close to an event, or where you're doing this event, it display in the bottom. It display like, oh, you're at this event, blah blah blah, and it can wake you up like 10 minutes before the first event or a few hours before the first event. It's pretty cool. Aviary. Who knows what Aviary is, by the way? Okay. So it's very known in the US. So Aviary is is a software on the cloud that lets you manipulate images. You can create, for example, that's a business card on the web. It uses Flash. There's an HTML5 version. So you open a web page and you can upload an image and modify it or blah, blah, blah. So basically, when you create an image, and you can actually save it to docklist. So they did a docklist integration, basically. When you save your image, it can save it to Google Docs automatically. You know, like you can upload images to Google Docs now in your list of documents. So you're going to see the documents you created, spreadsheets, and your images that you've uploaded. So that's their integration. And of course, Android uses GData a lot. So Android uses mainly GData to communicate, for example, to synchronize the contacts, to synchronize the calendar. I have a calendar app using GData. You know, it's going to use GData to synchronize all of this, especially the contacts, for example. So I'm not going to have a lot of time to talk to you about Google Apps APIs on Android. So there is code afterwards, but you're going to have to download my slides and look at it yourself. I'm just going to explain quickly how it works. So basically, Android phones, when you boot them for the first time, or when you use them, it's going to actually ask you to log into a Google account. So usually your phone, your Android phone, has a Google account logged in inside it. So it's gonna keep your username and password. And when you're building an app for Android, what you can do is ask the Android system to give you access to some GData services, right? For example, you can ask access to contacts or to calendar or to Google Maps or to Google Spreadsheet. And what it's going to do, it's going to use client login in the background. It's not going to give you the user and password. It's only going to give you the client login token. There's a token. So it's not going to share, Android is not going to share your login and password information with the developer, with the app. It's only going to give access to it. Basically, the next few slides are how to use this API. You get an account here. This is the code that gets you the token. There's an event. Then you have to register. A callback. Then you get the token here. Then you can actually use it using our regular Java client library. You go on our website, you download our Java client library, and you can just use them on Android. Just put them in your app and use them as like you were coding a Java server. Java server code. Here I'm using the Calendar API. Oh yeah, I had a little demo. I didn't work for nothing. I'm going to show you what I've developed. So basically, what I'm going to do, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the same as the JavaScript demo I just showed you. I'm going to show the title of my calendars, but using Android. So it's right here. GData test. So, did you see it appearing? So that's the exact same thing that we got on the JavaScript, using the JavaScript API. Except here I'm using the Java API on Android. So the exact same calendars. So this code works, don't worry. Of course, don't forget to ask for the permissions in the Android manifest. If you followed my demo, you have to add these few lines in the manifest. So that was the demo. And what's pretty interesting, I'm going to talk to you about AppScript. So who knows what AppScript is? No one. Okay. So let me explain first. So AppScript. So who knows what Excel is first? Excel, Microsoft Excel? Okay, that's more popular, it seems. Who knows what VBA is? Visual Basic Application in Excel? See, you guys almost know what AppScript is. Who can guess what AppScript is now? Yeah, over there. Can you give the microphone to this person in blue? 2 minutes, guys, to show you what AppScript is. That's enough. If this person can give an answer quickly.
I'm guessing it's a scripting language for Google Documents.
Yeah, Google Spreadsheet. Yes. You gain a mug. Can you give a mug to this person, please? Thank you. Yes, that's going to be almost the VBA of the Visual Basic application of Google Spreadsheet. Except instead of being based on Visual Basic, it's going to be based on JavaScript. And we're going to provide, so here's a sentence. Google Apps Script is a JavaScript engine in the cloud with built-in access to Google APIs. That means it's VBA for for Spreadsheet. Except we cannot rewrite that on the slides. It's also going to give you access. It's a little bit different than VBA. It's going to also give you access to to other Google services information. So inside Spreadsheet, you can actually access the user that's logged in data. So for example, you're in Spreadsheet, you could actually click a button, and it's going to show all the contacts of this person in the Spreadsheet cells inserted there. Or you can from a Spreadsheet, click a button, it's going to create a calendar event or get some calendar data, and you can do things with it. It has access to the Google Finance API. So what you could do with this, for example, you use Spreadsheet usually to, accounting, for example. You could actually use the Finance API to get stock prices on the fly. You could press a button. That's what I do, right? At Google, they give us a few Google stock units. I have a few. I want to know how much money I have. I put the number of units I have. It's not a lot, don't worry. I click a button, and it's getting the value of the stock price right now. And I multiply that, I get my money, minus tax. And that's what you could use. You could also use an external service, URL fetch, for example, to get the exchange rate between dollars and euro. And using this, I could get from my stock units, I could get, the number of money in dollars and how much it is in euro, just by clicking a button. And it's going to fetch the data on the cloud, like this. So I know how rich I am in euro. That's just a method. I don't have time to actually copy-paste it in AppScript. I'm going to show you something else instead. Inch to centimeters, you could code a really quick, that's just plain JavaScript, nothing special. It's gonna change inches in centimeters, divide by 2.54. And you could use this in your Spreadsheet cells. You could have 10. You call the into centimeters method in parentheses, and it's gonna give you the correct value. You use it with an equal in front. Sorry, I quit. I pushed the wrong button. That's when you're using presently. I'm going to continue like this. I hope it's okay. I wanted to do a quick demo very, very quickly. Who knows what the Oracle of Bacon is? No one, right? Of course. Oracle of Bacon is, you give it the name of an actor, Kevin Bacon. Another name, Leonardo DiCaprio. Just an example, right? And it's going to do, Leonardo DiCaprio has a bacon of 2. What's a bacon of 2? It's 2 films away from Kevin Bacon, using another actor connection. Leonardo played with Faye Matterson in The Quick Dead. Faye Matterson played with Kevin Bacon in Married Marco. So that's the bacon. And I want to have that in my spreadsheet, right? Who would not want that? I'm telling you. This is very, very useful. So I could actually, these guys, they built the Kevin Bacon Oracle thing. They actually published an API. You can actually use AppScript to actually query their API, and by giving two names of authors. For example, Kevin Bacon to Leonardo DiCaprio. And here I'm going to use a method that I created myself called KB, Kevin Bacon. I'm going to copy-paste it, thinking it's going to query the service. Up, Leonardo DiCaprio was in The Quick and the Dead with Faye Matterson. That's exactly what we saw. So how did I do this? This is not magic. This is AppScript. Yeah, quote me. It's so good. Or not. I opened the AppScript editor here. You can create a JavaScript method called KB, which is actually going to take the 2 parameters, the 2 names of actors, and it's actually going to code an external URL here. This external URL, the Oracle of Bacon, the website we just seen, which has an XML API. And it's going to use the URL fetch service, which we propose. URL fetch app.fetch, up, use the URL, pass the URL parameter, get the result back, write it in the cell. You can do that really, really simply with AppScript. And I think we are mostly done, right? If you want to learn about Secure Data Connector, come see me right after. It's a way to share your internal data inside your internal proxy in your company to the cloud, so to AppScript, to App Engine. If your data is in a database behind your firewall, you can actually share all that with the Google Cloud. come see me and I'll explain to you at my pod. Check it out using this URL, and thank you. It's my Twitter account. Thank you.
Thank you again, Nicolas. So, we're at the end of our day. Just have a final few things like the coding competition. So, we'll just wait for everyone to come back in from the breakout session. See the door is open there. So, do we have the coders for today? Can we have the judges and everyone come back? We're going to review the top selection. Noha, do you want to come on stage? Because we have the other quiz competition. Maybe we can do this in the meantime. Apparently, I understood that 25% of, between 20% and 25% of the audience today actually tried one of the quizzes. So I'm surprised. Yeah, it's quite a good number. So I'm wondering how many won, how many got the quizzes correct, especially the sysadmin, software engineer quizzes. Let's see. What's your guess? How many winners for software engineer? Was there a software engineer quiz? Software engineer?
Is it on? Okay, perfect. So actually we had a lot of people taking the software engineering quiz, but none of them got the right answer. And I'm quite surprised. I mean, this is like the Software Developers Day. So I was expecting at least, I don't know, 10 or 20 people to get the answers correct. But in any case, we have 5 people who got the Google Super User Quiz correct.
So super user is knowing about Google, right?
Yes. I mean, general knowledge about the internet. And
oh, okay.
So, and those are, when I call your names, then you might come forward to take your mug. And then maybe we can show them some support and tell them, hooray, you got the Super User Quiz correct. Mahmoud Al-Jazairi.
Come on stage. The guys who got,
yes.
And the ladies who got the quizzes correct, please come on stage so we can give you a round of applause.
Give them support, guys. Ali Hassan, Ibrahim Yaqti, Muhammad, thank you very much. Muhammad Anabtawi, who's a software and applications developer in Omnia. Rashiq Marie Rashiq or Rashiq Marie? Rashiq Marie. Ahmed Abu Qubbo. Alaء Hamad أو Alaء Hamad. Khalil Majdalawi. Sorry for the names.
Come on stage. I don't see you. Have you gone already?
And Rashiq Rafiq. Okay, thank you, guys. Give them some support.
Come on. Come on stage. Yes. We want to see you. Those who, congratulations. Well done. So we had 10 winners, only 4 left.
Yeah? Actually, somebody else? Maybe they're in the breakout session?
Okay, no, it should be done. Are we done with the breakout session? Yeah?
Yes. So
okay,
should I say the names again, just in case? Okay. Mahmoud Al-Jazairi, Ali Hassan, Ibrahim Yaqti, Muhammad Anabtawi, Rashiq Marie, Alaء Hamad أو Alaء Hamad, Khalil Majdalawi, and Rashiq Rafiq.
I tried more than one.
Oh, disqualified. You tried multiple times. Disqualified.
No, more than one quiz. More than one quiz. So you are?
Different topics.
You are? Who are you? I'm sorry, I cannot see your name.
Zerka University.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So
was
only this one was correct. One of them. Yeah. And this is actually the Super User Quiz.
Okay, let's still give a good round of applause.
Let's give them a good hand. Thank you, everybody, for taking part in the quiz.
And you get your mug, right? If you step out this way, yeah. So the coding competition. Do we have the prototypes ready? I can't see Pa or Timothy. Where are they? No prototypes? Can we get Pa and Timothy? It was The coding competition is over, so we want to see the demos now, if any. Maybe there's not going to be any winner. I don't know. I'll keep my phone for next time. No. You have one already. So a question there? Oh, you want it? You want the phone? Did you code? Okay, come here. Did you submit something? Or oh, Timothy's there. Wait a second, because it depends on the number of applications. If there were like 30 submissions, we'll only pick the top 5 or the top 3. I don't know. They decide. I don't decide. Oh, what I can do now is, while this is getting prepared, can I have the my screen of the laptop? I'll try my demo from this morning, if you remember. Can I have the switch of the laptop, please? Let's see if this works. Okay, moment of truth. Remember my HTML5 demos? So this is a speech API, right? Let's see if this works. So I'm basically trying to speak into the microphone of the laptop. Okay. I want to wake up. Bring me some coffee. Not working. I'll give it one more try, and then I just hide away. I want to wake up. Bring me some coffee. Okay, it doesn't work very well. Does it make sense a bit, the Arabic? Yeah, a bit? Okay, well, basically you get the picture, right? Using the attribute, the WebKit speech, and then translate. Well, that was what I wanted to show this morning, so I wanted to try it again, but it's not optimal. Whatever. Ready? 2 seconds. Okay, 1, 2. Are you ready? Okay, that's 2 Jordanian seconds, I guess. Okay, you seem to know what I mean by saying Jordanian seconds. Okay. Okay. What do I have here? Well, I'll just do my final comments right now. I hope you enjoyed the day by picking some useful stuff from the panel discussion, mobile, apps API, maps, and by talking to Googlers. Hopefully you will take some insights back home with you and maybe start prototyping, start thinking about new applications. Maybe I hope some of it was useful to you, and maybe you had a great day with the food and the location as well. Are we ready? Or should I? Yes. Okay. Do you want a riddle? A joke? No. Oh, no. Oh, no joke. He's ready.
Hello.
What's happening? You want to eat the microphone?
I do want to eat the microphone. It looks so good. No?
Is it working? Yeah, it's working now.
It is working. You can hear me? Yeah. Awesome. I want to hear the joke. No?
No, after. You get prepared. How many prototypes?
We have 3 finalists that need to prepare their demos and come up here now? Or
now.
Now. We would like Omar GJordan.appspot.com. And we would like... Woo! And we would like routesaver.appspot.com. And I don't think I can pronounce this right, but it's Doreen's app. It's bipartitelists.appspot.com.
Okay, so who's first to demo? You ready? Yeah, but it's in your bag. Okay. It's online, of course.
Yes, it's online.
Very good. Okay. You want the judges? I can decide. No, that's a joke. Okay. Bad joke. Okay, so we have judges. So who wants to be part of the judging panel? Okay, please welcome for the final judging committee, Chris Dibona, Basil Al-Nafouri, Ahmed Hamzawi, David Rini, and Abdelkarim Mardini. You're on. You want to talk? You're on. All right, so the judges will look at the demos. The demo presenters will have 1 minute only, because you want to go back home, so you have only 1 minute.
Okay, it's my first application on App Engine. Okay.
Is it working? Yeah?
Okay, hi. It's my first application, okay? It's very simple. You can use your Google account, okay, to upload pictures. That's it. For now, all the pictures are public, okay? But to do in the future, you can set them private or public. But this is my first application. It's very simple. That's it. You can use log and use. Okay. What's this user? 1 minute. Okay. 1 minute to log in. Okay. Oh.
If you give me your password, I'll do it for you.
Okay. Okay, it recognizes your username, okay? And you just upload your pictures to the public, okay? Just like Picasso. Okay, come on. Okay, choose file. For now, it's images, okay. Photos.
Is it Nicolas'
There's no
laptop?
photos here. There's no photos here to share. So.
There was one picture just before. If you come back, I think there was like I saw a picture right here. Can I share this one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's not my laptop. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Okay. Come on. Oh, okay. Let's upload it twice. That's it. You upload the picture. Here's the uploader name, username, the upload date. You can download it. That's it for now. It's very simple.
Okay. Thank you very much. So that's number 1. Judges, start thinking. Number 2.
Hello. Okay.
Well, if you sign out, or you want...
Anything, okay.
Okay, 1 minute's done. Bye-bye.
Just a second. Wrong password. Dude, just... My password is long.
Okay.
Okay,
1
so-
minute to explain what it does and what it
Okay.
is.
So basically, the application is a route
Speaking
saver.
to the microphone.
Okay. So basically, the application is a route saver. You put on the map the spots where you walk, where you any route you want to track. Then you save it. And because of lack of time, I didn't have the chance to show the list, but it's saved in the database. And basically, you create a database of the routes you have, maybe you walked. You want to track your walking exercise or your car driving routes. So basically, in the future, I can add to it fat burning calculator or I don't know, any applications that you might think of that can use routes. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Number 3, please, with your laptop. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Yeah, let's use your laptop because I think we have a late entry. So let's see. Here we go. So do you want my riddle or a joke? I'll do the riddle because I'm very bad at jokes. You know my jokes anyway. And they're not funny. Oh, it's not online? It's local server? It is online. It's quicker.
I prepared the database on the local server.
Okay. To you. Can you project? It's function.
Function F5 is actually F5. I think it's this one.
Oh, right. This is what you want. Okay. Okay, you're on. You have 1 minute.
Hi. The basic idea of the program is to connect people. Let's say I need something and someone else can offer this thing. So it will connect those people together. I have a list of needs and someone else have a list of offers. So it actually connects those people. In the future, a connector can be injected in between, or several connectors. Let's see how it works. I already entered multiple items. And let's say I need a car and someone else can offer a car, and I can offer training or development or horse or whatever. Okay, so I'm logged in as Darien. I'm gonna say I need a car, submit, then yeah, you need a phone and you can offer morning drives for someone for a year, probably. All right. And then I'm going to say find matches. So it will tell me the matching offers. Nemo offers a guitar, and she offers back, Nemo offers a guitar, and I can offer her back a cat. Test offers a car, but I cannot, I don't have anything else to give her back. Nemo needs a cat, and Nemo offers a guitar. Okay, this is my matches.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have one final entry, I understood, because when you have 3, you have 4. So who is it? Who's number 4? Oh, it's the team. Okay, on stage. No time for debugging. Ready? Is it Matt? No?
No, it's local. مش ضروري تحط النتورك.
We don't need it. ما في wireless.
Ready? Project it. No one can see it. No joke. Okay, my riddle then. You have people standing by a river, and one of them can actually see and touch the river. Anyone knows the joke? The riddle? No? So one of them can actually see and touch the river. One of them can see but cannot touch the river. And the last person can neither see it nor touch it. Who are they? One of them can see and touch the river. One of them can see it but cannot touch it. And the last one cannot touch it nor see it. Who is it? Who are they? Who are those 3 persons? Oh, too late. We have a demo. No mods. No. And you have to raise your hand anyway.
Okay, so our app is, it's a very simple idea, but everybody needs it. Like many times when we're sitting coding, we feel really, really hungry. So what we do is we order food. This is like a classic scenario that happens once or twice a day in the life of developers. So the problem is sometimes you get sick of just ordering McDonald's every single day. So we wanted a nice way of displaying different restaurants on a map that's actually local, and all the information comes from local information sources. So we offer GeoMenu. It's a very simple website. It's just a big Google Map thing, and it has all the markers of the different restaurants. And you can add restaurants, you can view restaurants, and apparently you can contact us if needs arise. So let's showcase the add functionality. Unfortunately, this is the layout of the website, but we couldn't make it work with the Python so far. So I'm sure it's pretty simple, but we didn't figure it out yet. We plan to make it available on desktops and mobiles. It can get your GPS locations directly from the browser. It uses Google Gears. it's working, but it's working, but we.
Okay.
So here's the list of restaurants.
So basically, it's user generated content. Each time you go to a restaurant, you just pull up your mobile and you just add a new restaurant. Any user can add a restaurant, and you can get your GPS location, and automatically it will add it on the map we have. It will set a marker, and whenever you open our website, wherever you are, it will get you the restaurants that is near you, and then you can like go walk over there and get your food. So we're planning on having comments and ratings on restaurants. So each time when you're in a restaurant, you can actually get, if the restaurant is already in our database, you can get your location, and the application will identify the restaurant you are in and will get you the rating, for example. Or you can add the restaurant and add the rating, and so that's basically it.
Okay.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you. So when you have 3, you have 4, but you also have 5. There's a final entry. Okay, please come on stage.
I only have 2 minutes on this computer anyway.
Well, you have 1 minute of demo, so that's fine. 2 minutes of battery left, I heard. That's fine. You need the cable?
No, it's okay.
So who has an answer to my riddle? Who are the 3 people? Hands up. Want a mug? Yeah? Yes! Correct answer. Sorry, oh, I forgot. What's the end of the... So pregnant woman with? That's correct. So mug to this gentleman. So pregnant woman with a child in her hands or on her back.
Okay, I'm ready.
He's ready. So a mug to this gentleman, please, for the correct answer.
Wait, it's not online though.
Okay. It's not online. So I have to find something else. No joke.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Cool. So basically, wait, what is
So judges, start thinking about the 4 applications you have seen. Always thinking.
All right,
Okay.
so this is a simple chat application. You log in. You obviously need to log in. I was intending to make it translate what people say, but I didn't have time, and the internet kept disconnecting. So basically, you would say hi. It would show up. It's also connected, so every user has a profile, and whenever you make a request, you'll see it makes an AJAX call. Actually, this is... So it would make an AJAX call and save your settings for you. You can choose your language and the translation. And usually when anyone types now, I have the code commented out because it kept timing out on me because I lost connection several times. But basically, it would request... I have code on it that used to request the translation to Arabic and English of what you wrote, and then save it. And basically, I ran out of time, but the plan was whenever you choose to translate it to your language and you choose the language, it would just show the stuff after it's been translated. And it also shows the online users. And basically, the online users are all the users who either updated their profile or wrote something at the last minute. And it would also, I mean, we don't have enough time, but it only shows, whenever you go there, it would only show the last minute's post or so. So, yeah, that's it. It was very ambitious at the beginning, but then didn't manage to implement half of what I wanted to.
Okay, thank you very much. So, how much time do you need? 30 seconds. I gave the answer. Now, my jokes, everyone knows them, and they're not funny anyway. So, want my jokes? Yeah. Okay. I'll do the same ones because I didn't find any better ones than the ones I know. So, how do you put a camel in a fridge in 3 steps? Hey, hands up. You started with the first. A mug for this gentleman, please. So you open the fridge, you put the camel in, close the fridge. 3 steps. How do you put an elephant? Everybody knows this across the Middle East? Yeah. Okay, I'll stop now. Oh, Noha has one. You come, because she's given me the jokes, and so why would I do it if everyone knows this? Who has a good joke? He gets a mug for giving a good joke. No one? Hands up for a good joke. Okay, you want me to give the joke. Oh, come on stage. Come on. So I'm not the only one ridiculous on stage. Your turn.
This one is strictly for developers who spend their times living with binary. Who is ready? Okay. With binary. Are you familiar with that? Okay, great. Why developers does not see the difference between Christmas and the Halloween? Yeah. Because decimal, it's wrote December 25, the Christmas, and the Halloween is October 31, right? And the decimal 25 equals octal 31.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, you get a mug. Yeah, you have a mug. Ready?
Okay, so
wait. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's have all the prototype, the guys and the lady. Let's have them on stage.
So,
and the team as well. Let's have them here. Because I love the concept of having prototypes throughout the day. I'm very impressed. I'm very proud that you have actually accomplished this. I'd like to thank you. So come closer. You're behind. Yeah. So we have winners.
yes, so we actually had a quick discussion about it, but we decided to change things up a little bit. We didn't run this by you yet, but that's okay. But first of all,
I give the approval.
Surprise. Okay. So first of all, I wanted to thank everybody that actually put together a demo today. So those that are actually not on the stage, in addition to those that are actually here on the stage, for all their great work and their courage to do that. So thank you. The other thing, so we've never done this before, but what the heck, we'll do it anyways. So we wanted to see what the crowd thinks in terms of who they think should win. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give a prize to who the crowd thinks should win. And for those that the judges think should win, we're going to give them a brand new, can you show the phone? This here, Samsung. Yes, and our model here, Martini, is going to be posing back and forth here. No music, no music. Oh, you want to do it?
Dance.
Okay, let's
now.
put on the music.
30 seconds.
And Martini
30
will
seconds.
dance.
Come on.
رقصني يا جدع يلا. سقفونه. Okay. ايه الحلاوة دي. Okay. يلا. Okay. So let's see. For I know. Okay. So for team number 1, can you raise your hands? Do you remember who presented first? Okay. So by basically how much you clap, we're going to figure out who you guys think should win. So for project number 1. Okay. Project number 2. Okay. A little bit better. Number 3. Wow. Okay. All right. Can you raise your other hand? Okay. Number 4. Okay, and last but not least, number 5. Okay, so that was very close.
This.
That was very close. So it sounds to me like it's between 4 and 5, right? 3 and 4? Let's go 3 and 4. So last chance, okay? 3 and 4. You're gonna clap for the one that you like the most. Ready? Number 3. Can you raise your hand for number 3? Not bad, not bad. Okay, and the next one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave it to Mardini to take it from here, actually.
Okay, so at least we got something right, I guess. So according to the audience, I believe number 4 was the winner, and runner-up is number 3. And according to us, the judges, we also thought that number 4 is the winner.
Okay, good.
So, again, I'd like to thank all the participants. We were very, very impressed. I actually made the time during this very hectic day to go through all of this. And definitely, I personally was very happy to see all of these Maps APIs also being presented, because I have kind of an emotional attachment to that. So thank you, and thanks to the audience.
Congratulations. So who gets the battery? Who gets the phone? Who gets the...
Exactly. So how do you think you're gonna work this out?
I guess we will swap it over.
Who should I give it to?
No, let's do it. Let's do it live. We can send it in the white.
Okay, Alf Mabruk.
Okay.
All right, congratulations. All right, so we'll give obviously a mug to all the other contestants. Thank you very much. So can someone greet the runner-up? Can I have all the Googlers on stage now, please? Everyone. Caroline, Durin, Najib, everyone who's remaining in the room on stage? Now it's the Googlers dance. I don't know. You want to do this? Come on stage. Not listening. On stage. So, as I said, I hope you enjoyed the day, but it's also mainly thanks to them, right? Because they have done the presentations. I just like animated. So, thanks to them. But it's also thanks to you. Again, as I said this morning, thanks for having taken the time to come with us at this event today. Really appreciate that. So on your way out, you'll have T-shirts because you deserve them for having stayed here so long. Oh, you're happy. And that's about it. Thank you again. Yeah, thanks. And that's it. I'll be on personal travel in Jordan, north and south. So if you want to meet me outside of Amman, you can talk to me, and I'll try to make some time because I want to rest a bit. But feel free to come to me if you want. Thank you very much. Shukran.